Palpatine got with someone? That wrinkly old corpse? It got blown up. How is there stuff here? I don't know, just seeing this is making me angry. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Rise of Skywalker, and I do apologize for my voice. I am currently getting over the flu, but I am a trooper and I want to see how this story is going to come to an end. And I think just right off the bat, I want to rephrase something I said in the last video. I talked about how the writing was bad in some stuff. I want to say and change that, because the writing overall, I guess, is fine. It does what it wants to do. You have Poe's story about trying to become more heroic, like actually being heroic, instead of just trying to be seen as heroic. And instead, I basically want to say that it's the creative decisions that I think are what kind of make the movies not so good to me, which kind of boils it down to an opinion. Like with Poe's story specifically, it does what it needs to do, but it just does it in a really weird way. I don't think Holdo is the best example of trying to show what true heroism is, because that is what it's trying to do. It's trying to show this example of heroism compared to Poe. You don't side with Holdo during anything. So I just found that quite odd. I think going into this one, I'm hopeful. I think there is a good structure in place. It seems like they have set it up well in the last one. You have the yin and yang thing with Rey and Ren, so I do enjoy that aspect of the story. It explains where Rey gets her powers from, even though it doesn't really do anything good for her character, because we don't see the struggle and sort of growth of her to get to where she is. She's just naturally powerful because Ren went through everything. I will say that the one thing I am concerned about is how they're going to treat Leia in this one. So far, they treated her really good, and I'm very happy with how they treated Leia. But as for the other legacy characters that have started this entire franchise, Han and Luke, the way their stories have ended have left me unsatisfied. Han has to be the biggest letdown for me. Do not like how he died at all after bringing him back. I do understand now, basically, Harrison Ford wanted his character to die. So don't blame the writer, I just really don't like that decision. I mean, if he's gonna die, at least do it in a bit more ceremoniously. Give him a good send-off. That send-off wasn't good. Luke's one, I think that was better. It showed him being more back with the Force, but the way his story led up to it, I'm not a fan of that. If his story hadn't been such a negative change from where we left him in the original trilogy and Mandalorian and all that stuff, I think it could have been better, but the fact that they twisted it so drastically to make him basically feel like a completely different character and then have him die, not quite a fan of that. So with Leia basically being the last legacy character, bar Chewie of course, I feel like she might die since the other two are dead, but if they do it, I hope that it's a good death. I want something good for her if she does end up dying here. I want fanfare, I want just ceremony. They're the ones that's kicked this whole thing off. They need a good send-off. I think also I am looking forward to just seeing Ren being the main antagonist now, because Snoke is dead, so Ren really has to fill his shoes. And Ren has just been probably the best character for me. He's very complex. I do like just the idea of his story being a villain that's pulled towards the light and constantly trying to deny that part of him. And now there's no one left to continue pulling him to the dark. So it's truly on him to stay bad and fight against the light that's pulling him back. But on top of all that, he now has the full authority and command to actually lead the First Order and the galaxy at large, since they have won and taken over. So it does look like there is some good stuff in place. I'm looking forward to just seeing how this sort of story will end up. I am hopeful that Rey will finally get something more. I want to understand her character, because I still feel like they haven't built her enough. I want to know her as a person, not just as this opposite to Ren, this powerful Jedi. I want to know who she is as an individual, and I still don't feel like it's done that properly yet. We have all this stuff where she's looking for a father figure throughout the galaxy, which seems slightly odd. She looks for companionship, yet she doesn't really, we haven't really had a good moment of that when she should have had it with Finn. And I'm still bothered about how they did the lightsaber training, because I thought about it more, right? If you're taking a staff user who holds the thing in the middle and give them a lightsaber, what's the obvious thing to do? Dual-wielded saber. Give her a Darth Maul lightsaber, but like light, or just blue or green. That literally solves the problem. She would use it the same way, the balance would be the same, movement should be the same. That works. Giving her straight to a sword doesn't. And it's bothered me more now that I realize that there's such an easier solution to that. But yeah, that said, I'm hoping this will be good. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how it's all going to end up. But as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. The dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine. What? General Leia Organa dispatches secret agents to gather intelligence while Rey, the last hope of the Jedi, trains for battle against the diabolical First Order. What does Palpatine have to do with any of this? What? Meanwhile, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rages in search of the Phantom Emperor, determined to destroy any threats to his power. Okay, so what, Palpatine is just out there? He died. I get that he had ideas of trying to come back to life, but I thought kind of the point of the Sith was that he could never do that. The Jedi become immortal through the Force, and basically the Sith's attempt at doing it will always fail because they're on the dark side. And that just comes right out of nowhere, so you just have the end. So wait, so Ren is fighting, or no, he's trying to dissuade the idea that Palpatine could return, but apparently he's just back, and just like that. That's incredibly random. I take it time has passed, so not immediately taking up from the last episode like the second one did. Triangles. Is that? No, it's green. It's not a holocron, is it? It's a map. Okay, wait, so what does this do? Again, the visuals just look awesome. Why is Palpatine apparently here? What is happening? He was dead. He got fried. Again, you're shoved down the Death Star. Well, if that doesn't look insanely ominous. Okay, so is he alive? I'm thinking, it's a broadcast. It could be fake. Reminds me a lot of Malachor from Rebels. Oh, this reminds me of Malachor even more. Oh, wait, there's a giant statue as well.
At last.
What is happening? I'm having ideas. But is this seriously him? This feels so abrupt. If this is actually Palpatine back.
Snoke trained you well.
You know Snoke?
I made Snoke.
Okay, what?
I have been every voice
you have ever heard inside your head.
Huh? So Palpatine, what? So whatever this is, it's actually what's been guiding Ren this entire time. Is it a fake thing? Can it be? Oh, okay. So, Snoke was whatever that is. I'm kind of hoping it isn't Palpatine and is some kind of robot thing that's like a replication of him.
This is a pathway to many abilities unconsidered, unnatural.
Okay, so that line, great. So that is actually him? I'm sorry, this feels so abrupt. This is like the first 5 minutes and he's back and like this.
What could you give me?
Everything.
Okay. Oh, that looks disgusting. What's happened to his hands? Oh. Wait, what's happening? Have I missed something? This is such a big jump from where the last one ended. You're just raising Star Destroyers from the ground. A massive fleet of them.
It will be yours if you do as I ask.
Okay, so Palpatine is actually the true... Okay, so he's the true villain now. Okay, so much for Ren being the true villain.
You will rule all the galaxy as the new Emperor.
Wait, what's his plan here?
She is not who you think she is.
What is she then?
Who is she?
Oh, the evil grin. Oh, great. Okay, so he's back. That's fun. Huh. Oh, great. What in the... What? So he didn't die. This means a lot. I'm not sure if I like that, because what does that mean? That means Anakin and Luke didn't actually stop him and he found a way out? Is that what that means?
From a new ally, a spy in the First Order.
Okay, you got a spy, cool. I think I'm trying to get my head around the whole Palpatine angle. It feels so abrupt. It's so out of nowhere. You had 2 films building to whatever this final should be, and then you just shove in Palpatine. Somehow, they better explain how he's back, and they better explain it well. I need it to fit in with what they've set up here, because right now it just feels so random.
We get rid of those things! Ooh.
Nice, good, one down.
Get us back to base!
Oh, and there's even more. What is this? Oh, again, the shots and the scenery is just really good. As much as I get frustrated by the last one, the cinematography was great. Hopefully, this keeps the cinematography, it just has a better story.
How do you know how to do that?
How is he jumping so fast? Where are you now? How are the ties following?
Yeah, well, Rey's not here, is she?
I'm gone again, and you haven't collided with anything, even though you're just getting into bay.
Last jump, maybe forever.
Dude, what?
Hold on!
Okay, that was weird. Bunch of hyperspace jumps. Floating, please. Has she been training? Tell me she's been training.
Be with me. They're not with me. Ugh.
That seemed like it was going well.
Starting to think it isn't possible to hear the voices of the Jedi who came before.
I mean, it's kind of their choice to show up, isn't it? I don't think you can just summon them. This is training. Finally, I'm happy with this. This feels good. It's better late than never. So you still got that, and I do know how it showed up. It was cremated and melted, but for some reason someone went and got it. For some reason Luke took it off Vader's head, brought it back on the ship with him before the Death Star exploded, and then cremated that thing with him. Anger. I felt like anger. Oh, you're definitely getting annoyed with it. Oh, and you're just lashing out at it. See, I kind of wish... Oh, are they still connected? Oh, yeah, they're completely still connected. They both seem so unstable with whatever's happening there. Yeah, that little scene where she was getting frustrated almost felt like more hints to... Oh, that's so hints to you going dark. I can't... See, I feel like it was set up for her to go dark. It felt like the yin and yang would flip. Is that still gonna happen?
I will earn your brother's saber one day.
Okay, that's interesting. Kind of nice. She sees herself as not worthy and wants to become worthy. That's good.
Never underestimate a droid.
Yes, Master.
Leia's your master? Okay, interesting. Like that. But I do want to see what more Leia is capable of. We know she's trained, but how trained? So I always assumed that her life was mainly just going to be in politics, but I imagine Luke would give her some idea of the Force and training. Like enough to become fully Jedi Master training, enough to teach someone else and pass it on.
Did we make contact with a spy or not?
There's a mole in the First Order and they sent us a message.
Who could it be? One of the only main characters in the First Order that we've been introduced to are Hux and Phasma. Maybe the con guy was joined them fully and he could be a spy for money?
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Huh? What? That's how you learn it?
The Emperor is dead. Dark science. Cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew.
Is that how they're explaining it? Is that it? That's...
Been building something for years. The largest fleet the galaxy's ever known.
This how you learn it? This is dumb. I don't like this. Somehow Palpatine has returned. That's what? Somehow? I think that's the worst bit. Somehow? Don't like that at all.
Called Exegol.
Exegol, have we heard that before?
But legend describes it as the hidden world of the Sith.
Ah, I think I have heard that before. Hidden World of the Sith.
If we want to stop him, we must find him. We must find Exegol.
This has jumped up so quickly from just spy to gotta stop Palpatine now.
But he said to get there you need one of these, a Sith Wayfinder.
That's what it is, not a holocron, a wayfinder, a map.
To stop what we both know is coming, I need to finish what Luke started.
They're acting very calmly. That's what I think I don't like about the scene. It's so calm. The fact that this long dead emperor is somehow back and they're just treating it like it's so normal, that's not good. First off, it's horrifying that this guy that should be dead is somehow back from the dead, and also like a massive threat that was able to masterfully take control of the galaxy. You should be like wetting yourselves in fear at that.
The General asked me to study the specs of old destroyers so we can stop the fleet if you find it.
If.
When?
Okay, she is alive. You two, I think, because that was just... Hey, yay, that scene, oh dear, the sacrifice, it's so dumb.
I want you to know that you have been a real friend to.
Oh, why are you saying like that? You ain't dying. Oh, wait, you're actually calling him his best friend. Oh.
I want to tell you.
Tell me when you get back.
The vibe is throwing me off. The feeling of these scenes are throwing me off. This feels like they're preparing for it to be an ending, but the stakes and the idea of Palpatine does not feel like it's sank in with everyone. They're saying that it's basically an ending, which aligns with what the stakes should be, but when they're learning about the information of what the stakes should be, the reaction is not the same.
Never be afraid of who you are.
Okay, I would still like to know who that is. That just, what, powerful? Yin and yang? Don't be afraid of who you are, is that it? Is all she is just the powerful yin and yang thing? Are you fixing the mask? I thought the point of it was to destroy it. I mean, cool, it's got the pattern I like where it's fixed and stuff, but still. I'm surprised you kept the rubble. Okay, so you fixed it and you want to be Vader 2.0 again, not just your own thing.
Knights of Ren. Go.
Wait, so that was the Knights of Ren? That was who they are?
I sense unease about my appearance, General Hux.
Ooh.
No, sir. Well done. I like it.
Okay, asking compliments about the weird mask, okay.
The Sith fleet will increase our resources 10,000-fold. Such range and power will correct the error of Starkiller Base.
They're talking about it so normally. The Sith fleet, really?
What is he asking for in return? Does that...
Okay, what's the point of having them here to cancel you? Oh, that looks fun.
Aki Festival of the Ancestors.
Beautiful.
Colourful kites and its delectable sweets.
You're just a tour guide, aren't you now, 3PO? I mean, this is nice. Seeing Rey, who was isolated on a desert for so long, seeing something nice happen in a desert. This would be good for her. Seeing her life kind of flourish. Maybe.
To know your family name too.
Don't think she knows it. Just Rey. Sinister music. Ooh, ominous. What's happening? Oh, wait, what? Did you switch to night?
Palpatine wants you dead.
They're still talking. Even with Snoke... Okay, so was it... No, Snoke said he did it, but then Palpatine created Snoke. So that wasn't Palpatine's doing, that was still Snoke's doing. Snoke is dead, and yeah, this is still happening.
I see through the cracks in your mask. You're haunted. You can't stop seeing what you did to your father.
Do you still count the days since your parents left?
Okay, such a fun conversation between you two. I'm trying to think, if Rey is going to turn to the dark, what do you have left on the light? Because Ren does not feel like he could flip anytime soon. Feels like he has fully made his choice.
We'll see.
You can still do that, so they can just transport matter between their weird psychic link.
We've had this analyzed. It comes from the Midian system. Pasana, Forbidden Valley.
Prepare my ship.
Wow, you did that fast.
Yes, Supreme Leader.
Could he be the spy? He's the new one. It's Richard Grant, and he's a big actor. He could be the spy.
Resistance fugitives. All units.
Oh, just arrow straight through the eye. Who's that?
Follow me.
Okay, creep, who are you? Mysterious armored man. Is there more issues with pacing in this one? I'm starting to feel it. Everything is happening rather fast and slightly weirdly. Going from like Palpatine, oh he's back, to just trying to...
Wookiees stand out in the crowd.
Lando? Okay, we have another one back, yay.
We're looking for Exegol.
Would he know?
Yes, you are.
I thought it was a mystery secret Sith planet. Who would...
Only 2 were made.
Okay, everyone, you just found the perfect person to have all the information on him.
Luke and I were telling an old Jedi hunter. He was carrying a clue that could lead to a wayfinder.
How fortuitous. This is far too convenient. They stumble into Lando, who happens to have all the information they could possibly need. I'm still happy Lando is back, it's just very convenient. And the tires are getting there so quickly. How long did it take to analyze the necklace? She literally just finished her conversation with Ren.
Give Leia my love.
You should give it to her yourself.
Yeah, that would be nice. Have a reunion. You don't need to fly anymore. You don't need to pilot. I'm fine with that.
They fly now! They fly now? They fly now!
Wait a minute. That's... Oh, dear. That's a thing? I've said that so many times. There's that... How is that a surprise? They've been flying for ages.
Not now, BB-8!
Just let BB-8 do its thing. It can save the day. Done. BB-8 is like your super droid. Just let it do what it needs to do. It'll probably even defeat Palpatine.
I've seen that ship before.
Right! Get all of them!
No, one left. No way you hit that. And, okay, you did. Yep. Should have just flown away. Okay, that's on him. That was stupid. Why did you not go for backup?
The hell is this?
And now you're in quicksand. Oh, wow. It just keeps getting more unfortunate.
Will this agony ever end? Ray! Ray, I never told you Ray!
What? Okay, what's being... What's the chance that leads somewhere? They just drop out into some underground cavern or something.
Falcon's not responding.
You have to say it like that.
Like what?
Do me a personal favor. Be optimistic.
What? He just gave you the information.
Terrific. You're not going to believe how well this is going to turn out. It's going to be great.
Exactly, thank you. That's what you asked for. And underground cavern, yay.
Ray! Finn!
You didn't say my name, sir, but I'm all right.
Okay, that's kind of funny. His comedy, it's been hit or miss. That one was quite funny.
You all right?
Yeah, where's Finn?
Where's Chewie?
Okay, so no one's been separated. Everyone's together.
What is this place?
This isn't the afterlife, is it? Are droids allowed here? So,
When you were sinking in the sand, you said, I never told you.
I'll tell you later. You mean when Poe's not here?
Okay, what's that going to be about? Is that going to be a love confession? I thought he was with Rose now.
Do not want to know what made these tunnels.
Judging by the circumference of the tunnel walls, there are
I said I do not want to know.
It'll be living things. It'll be worms or ants or something.
a hex charm, common emblem of Sith loyalists.
Don't tell me you just found another very inconvenient thing.
He was headed for his ship. Same thing happened to us, happened to him.
Sith loyalist, though? That gets printed on their sort of speeder. Oh, there's Ochi. A dagger? And of course you can send... She does have the Quinlan Voss thing, doesn't she? When she touches an object, you can see like the past of it, or the memories held within it.
The location of the Wayfinder has been inscribed upon this dagger.
Where's the Wayfinder?
I am afraid I cannot tell you.
Okay, so how did you know it was on there?
It is written in the runic language of the Sith. My programming forbids me from translating.
Okay, so he can read it, he just can't translate it because of... Oh, dear.
I am mechanically incapable of speaking translations from Sith. I believe that...
Oh, look, there's the thing that was down here. So not a snake, it's a snake. It's not an ant or a worm, it's a giant snake. What are you doing? Is she about to do the animal control thing too? Did you just do everything that we see unique for the Jedi? Ezra couldn't hold an object and see its past, but he could mess with animals. Is she going to be able to do both of those things? Oh, it's injured. Who did that? That's claw marks. And you can make friends with the snake. Okay, there's two ways that this can happen. Either she does Force stuff, or what are you doing? She's using Force healing. That's big. Grogu did that. Where did you learn that? Where did you learn how to do that? Okay, I thought she was either gonna... Okay, so... No. I thought she was going to put her hand on the thing's head and basically do what Ezra normally does and just speaks to the animals and be friends with it. And then plus, she has the Quinlan Vos thing. But now she has the Quinlan Vos thing plus Force healing, apparently.
Transferred a bit of life, Force energy from me to him. You would have done the same.
That's big, though. She talks about it so normally. Put some emphasis on it. That's a big thing. Where did you learn to do that? So these are Knights of Ren. Are they the Jedi that he took from Luke's school? He said that he took a few students, and I'm assuming that would be them.
The Millennium Falcon at once.
They'll be waiting for us at the Falcon.
Yeah, they'll throw us in the pits of Grick.
Is she abandoning the Falcon?
What is it?
I'll be right behind you.
Did you sense the Knights? Oh, wow, they're very close. And Rey has walked away. What did they do? Do they have someone out there to be bait? To lure the powerful one away so they can ambush the weak ones? Oh, tight. Is that Ren's special one? I think it is.
What's she doing? Where the hell's Chewie?
Has Chewie been ambushed? Is that what they've done? Have they ambushed Chewie and only Chewie? It was just Chewie they got! How come they didn't board the ship? They just decided to leave the rest of the ship alone? What's she doing? Has she just been stuck on Ren over there, coming towards her? Apparently so. Okay, I thought you were going through something. Is he going to start firing at her or what? What's meant to be happening here? That was cool. Kind of dumb on Ren's part, but cool. Ren really lined himself up with that. Wow.
They got Chewie! They got him!
Really? We've seen feats like this. You had Anakin and Ahsoka being the main one. Ahsoka struggled and it was just all in one. And eventually she had to let go. Anakin, he could do it, but that's because he was the chosen one with unbelievable amounts of Force power. Can Ren do the same thing? Like, what's the level here? I like the yin and yang ideas, but what? Are they just super powerful on top of that? Like, just being light and dark, that doesn't necessarily mean they're super powerful Jedi. They just happen to have the Force. Okay, you can do it as well. When you're fighting over it, great. I mean, the poor people inside there, and Chewie. Lightning? Did you just kill Chewie? They just killed Chewie. Did she just kill Chewie with Force lightning? What is it with this and this unceremonious deaths? What was that? He can't be dead, surely. And you've seen the darkness that you can bring out in her and you want to pursue it. You don't want to kill her anymore, you want to bring her to the dark side. Yep. Chewie can't be dead. Sure, that can't be. And you tapped into the dark side. Into very powerful dark side stuff.
Had a vision of the throne of the Sith and who was on it.
Palpatine?
And me.
Oh, and you. You had a vision of you joining the dark side. That I do find that very interesting. Her going to the dark is just... she's just painted as this very good, light character. Her going dark adds so much more to that. Still, Chewie being dead, I am not happy about.
It brought back a valuable prisoner.
Okay, so he's not dead. So now they're doing fake deaths. There were two ships and we just didn't see the other one. Okay, that... that's a really weird way to do it. Why would you do it like that? If you want to do a fake death, fine, I guess, sure. But you don't leave room for the idea for a fake death to be there. You just have it happen, you make the audience believe it's happening, and then you just, oh no, it turns out there was another ship that you just never saw and that you just got away like that.
But the translation from a forbidden language cannot be retrieved. That is short of a complete redacted memory bypass.
Oh, there you go, do that.
All we've done, all this time, we're all in this, till the end.
Goal for these movies, it feels like the build-up for that goal seems just rather odd. It feels like they haven't decided what that goal should be. The prequels, it was always leading to Palpatine rising. The original trilogy, that was always to defeating the Empire fully. All three movies were about that goal. For this one, it doesn't feel like that goal stuck, or the goal they had originally didn't stick. You had defeating the First Order. They rose to power. Sure. Feels like this is meant to be defeating the Final Order or whatever, and they're being followed. Wonderful. But now it's changed to now defeating Palpatine. It feels like the First Order idea has now become secondary to just defeating Palpatine. When defeating so the original trilogy, the most prominent thing was defeating the Empire, and to do that you had to defeat Palpatine. He was the secondary thing. He was still the big part, but he was the secondary thing to defeating the Empire. This one, it feels like it's far more focused on defeating Palpatine rather than the First Order.
Hello.
Okay, cute, fun, ancient droid. BB-8 has a friend. Yay.
All right, I know what we should do.
So do I. We should leave.
Yeah. I'm getting... 3PO's comedy is hitting more. First off, it wasn't. Now it definitely is.
Let's head down this.
Oh, look at that. Is the person you're looking for?
Oh, funny he never mentioned it. Your friend's old job was running spice.
Ah.
You were a stormtrooper?
Were you a spice runner?
Were you a scavenger? We could do this all night. You don't.
Yes, cool. Like that we got that little bit of on post, some past, some history.
You're the one they're looking for. Bounty for her just might cover us.
Oh, wow. And Ray can take them all down single. Ooh, dear. Lightsaber point.
Not that you care, but I think you're okay. I care.
Okay, then. So you're just friends now? So it only took that to dissuade you from just ratting them all out and getting all the money from it. Wow.
Bobby Frick? Can you...
Oh, these are... Okay, because, yeah, Mandalorian, I was told they show up elsewhere. This is where they are, the little frog people. I still like them, they are very cute.
But it will cause a complete
memory wipe.
I don't like that.
Him translated, he won't remember anything.
Like, what do you mean, anything? Does that mean Anakin, Leia, R2, Luke?
Do we have a choice?
If this mission fails...
Is it seriously gonna be wiped clean?
All we've done all this time.
There's such emphasis on the time and what they've done together, but it doesn't feel like it carries that much weight. They haven't been together that long. The first two movies happened back to back. It was like one big mission, which yes was big, but the way they're talking about it makes it feel like they've gone through the same time and length of stuff as Luke's period. It feels like the sequels and original were able to cover much more over much more time. This feels like we're still missing a lot to understand their relationship and what they've been doing with all of this time, apparently.
I just had an idea of something else we could try.
Is that it? Is he done? Is R2 gonna think of this? His best friend might be gone now.
I've never seen a real...
Free passage through any blockade, landing privileges, any vessel.
Nice.
Wanna come with me?
Oh, does she have feelings for him? Did they have a relationship?
We sent out a call for help at the Battle of Crate. Nobody came. Everyone's so afraid.
Can we see why Poe joined the Resistance? I would like to see that. Going from a spice runner to this seems like a big change.
The ship he was on, Ochi's ship, the day my parents left.
Is it that ship? Okay, so Ochi is connected with their parents, but nobody's? Then apparently Palpatine knows something we don't know.
Transient 936, bearing 32, on a moon in the Endor system.
Endor moon. Death Star?
Only this blade tells.
Then 3PO, can you like, what is that? I don't want 3PO to be wiped like that. Ah, you're being hunted. You realize that now? You want to take care of it?
Chewie?
What about him?
How have you realized? Can you sense him?
He's alive! He must have been on a different transport!
We gotta go get him.
How did you figure that out? Other than using the Force, how did she figure that out?
I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations.
He's completely wiped clean. I don't... Oh, how much memory has C-3PO lost there? Is it everything? Luke, Leia, Anakin, Padme?
Poe! Might get you on a capital ship.
Oh, wow, she's giving it to him.
Sorry, I don't think I can take this.
I don't care what you think.
Why don't you just go with him? You want to leave? What's keeping you here?
Hang on, Chewie. We're coming.
Whoever this Chewie person is, this is madness.
I don't... So he's forgotten everything. Han... Oh, I don't... Still his personality. It's okay. Hopefully R2 can fill him in. He doesn't have to be gone for good. I'm still just... I don't want him to lose everything.
It's okay that we're here. You're relieved that we're here.
Thank goodness you're here.
Welcome, guys.
Okay, so she's gotten good at that. What are you seeing? What are you sensing? You're being weird again.
The dagger's on this ship. We need it.
In the belongings, yes. Didn't 3PO, did you say the dagger showed the way or something?
Of course we can't leave Chewie. Yeah, Ray's here. She's gonna get the dagger.
So they really did just do a bait and switch with capturing Chewie? They just had a random other ship there that was apparently doing nothing and just going back, and that is what got destroyed? Oh, no. Oh, wait, just his arm, that's fine. All right, enough. I said a while ago, who's left in the front first order that we know? Hux and Phasma. Phasma's dead.
Hey, fellas.
Shut up.
So captured again. Great. It's telling her things. Ray's mother.
Ray.
He's down on the ground.
Wherever you are hard to find.
You're hard to get rid of.
He's not going to see that she's holding the knife.
I never lied to you. Your parents were no one.
Okay, but then apparently there's some other big secret. Maybe they chose to be no one?
You safe.
Okay, so no, they're not no one. They're something big. So that goes against the whole yin and yang thing. Ah, they actually connect. Won't actually do anything if you, like, stab each other, though.
You'll be safe here. I promise.
Okay, so they chose to be no one, so who are they? They didn't want to leave, they didn't sell us, so that goes against what? So he did lie then. There were nobody, spice, whatever, that sold you for money or booze or whatever. So he did lie. Oh dear, you need to get a handle on whatever this is that keeps messing with reality.
It was Palpatine who had your parents taken.
So he was active then?
He was looking for you.
Okay, so she's just super special on top of everything else. And I guess this kind of solves the issue of her not feeling very involved with the story.
She's gone.
And the knife killed her parents. Okay, because I said in the start, it basically felt like Rey didn't feel that involved with the story. It felt like everyone else's story, yet Rey was just shoehorned into it. Now it feels like it's definitely her story because they just made her special and Palpatine wants her for some reason. And why did Snoke want Luke dead then? So what does that... Because Snoke was made by Palpatine. Does that mean all of Snoke's motives are then Palpatine's motives, or are they just useless?
Actually, I'd like to do this myself.
There's a spy. They're not going to die here. Is it Hux?
If you're gonna let something off your chest, maybe now's not the worst time.
Hux is the spy.
I'm the spy.
You really? You? Starkiller base, 1945 Germany speech. Really? He was like the most passionate member of the First Order, and he's the one that's portrayed? That's dumb. There's no backing for that whatsoever. Why did he decide to change? This was his whole life. He's the one that, I guess, raised Finn. He's the one that created the stormtroopers who have no memory or identity. He ripped them from families. It makes no sense that Hux would be the spy.
Blast me in the arm. Quick. What? Well, they'll know.
Nice.
I don't care if you win. I need Kylo Ren to lose.
Really? That's it? That's so stupid. I don't like that. That's dumb.
Why did the Emperor come for me? Why did he want to kill a child?
Killing was never actually stated, was it?
You don't just have power. You have his power.
She has Palpatine's power? Huh?
You are a Palpatine.
Palpatine got with someone? That wrinkly old corpse? Rey Palpatine. That could be interesting, actually.
What Palpatine doesn't know is we're a dyad in the Force.
Dyad, that's Acolyte stuff. Is that Acolyte? That's what they tried to do there? That's the half and half thing. Or the yin and yang. Palpatine probably knows. He knows everything. Chess master. That's it. So Palpatine had a son that was just never mentioned.
You know.
It makes sense if she turns slightly dark here and goes with... You gonna take his hand? Oh, you're gonna jump on the Falcon. It would have made sense if she went with him then. Learning Palpatine was a relative, family, everything she's always wanted. Getting an answer to where she comes from, wanting to explore that. Then people going to find her and save her. But nope, away.
They overpowered the guards and forced me to take them to their ship.
Okay, and he's dead. Well, he's just a waste of a character at this point. They just did not know what to do with him. At first, he felt like Tarkin. Then he just became a caricature and comical. Then they shoved him into a spy position, and then they just killed him off completely like that. That's so dumb. And then they replaced him with someone else who feels actually competent.
I'm going to find Palpatine and destroy him.
Okay, so they've created a huge connection between Rey and Palpatine, so we get to know who she is slightly. We get to see that she's turning dark a bit. Again, this feels slightly random though. Palpatine having children, it works, but I feel like that needs to be stated. We never learn that he actually had a love interest or anything like that.
Perhaps you have betrayed me.
He knows all. It's Palpatine. He can read into your mind. And even if he knows, he probably wouldn't say it, he'll just use it.
Never be a Jedi.
Make sure of it. Kill her.
Like, he's talking to you from that distance. He's definitely watching inside your mind, seeing everything you're doing. It got blown up. How is there stuff here?
What is that?
It's the Death Star.
No, it's not. The Death Star got destroyed into smithereens. It went poof into a massive explosion. That's a huge, massive chunk of it. What is you trying to do with it? Oh, that's even more stupid. You gotta be kidding me. So you're telling me that somehow Palpatine knew that the Death Star was going to crash, created a blade to say where he was going to hide a wayfinder in it. Unless you're saying that somehow he didn't know that and instead he did this after the Death Star crashed? Maybe, could that work? But then why hide a wayfinder in the rubble of... I don't like this, it's so dumb. And how would you know that someone would stand in the exact right position to line up the stupid sword dagger thing?
We can go first light tomorrow. We can't wait that long. We don't have the time.
Or the choice.
You have no choice. It's stupid anyway, just wait. Right, so what actually happened? How did Palpatine set this up? Did he know he was going to be defeated? Did he somehow know where the Death Star was going to crash? That feels like a reach. I doubt he knew that the Death Star was going to crash and where it was going to crash and where exactly someone would stand to open the stupid dagger to see where something was hidden. But then he hid the wayfinder in the Death Star vault, so I'd assume he would have had to have done it before the Death Star crashed. Because it kind of makes sense if he did it afterwards. Say he's just around and doing something, and if he's waiting for people to find him, he puts a wayfinder in the crash of this because of some mysterious thing, but it still makes no sense, because why would he know where someone would stand to use the weird dagger? That is the stupid part. And it lines up with the rubble, it's so dumb.
We were conscripted as kids. I was TZ-1719.
Oh, more of them.
We mutinied at the Battle of Enset Island. They told us to fire on civilians. We wouldn't do it.
And he couldn't either.
The Force brought me here. Brought me to Rey.
I'm not going to get any more story on Finn, because I feel like he's just been kind of forgotten. Connecting with the Force, is that it? Because the first movie was him about becoming a hero, overcoming his fears and turning to the right, becoming a stormtrooper to a hero. Second film kind of just repeated that. He wanted to run and then he just decided not to run. And then someone interrupted the sacrifice that would have sort of made his story quite good, sacrificing himself for the rebellion. It would have been sad that he would have died, of course, but it would have actually finished his story off in a good way. And Rey's going. Dark side. Honestly, it feels, as Finn done anything this movie, it honestly feels like he almost should have died in the last one because he hasn't gotten anything to do yet. This feels like a bad idea. You don't know how to use one of these, but I'm sure you're gonna master it anyway.
What the hell was she thinking? We gotta go after her.
From her track record, who can blame her? She's great at everything. How can you even see where the wayfinder is going to be? You've changed position completely. How would you know from where you are now where to find the thing? This makes no sense anyway. The thing was completely destroyed. It was obliterated in a massive explosion. It was very clear. There was nothing left of it. It's like going to one of Alderaan's moons and finding a city that somehow survived. Just landed there. No. A ship. You can still see there's a ship intact. No! You would not find a ship in here. You would not find walls. It went completely kaboom. This thing had the power to destroy planets, right? That power was turned back on itself when it got destroyed. There would be nothing left to have Rebel for. This movie just feels like nostalgia bait. That's what it feels like. You bring back Palpatine, you bring back Death Star stuff. It feels like nostalgia bait. And I don't like that because if you should be confident in the new stuff that you introduce, that you don't need to rely on the old things. It's fine bringing back legacy characters and giving them good endings. Then when you bring back the old stuff just to finish off the new story that you're telling, feels like you don't have confidence in the story that you were trying to tell to begin with. So you're just rehashing old things to make it make sense or do stuff to get people's attention. And I don't like that. It's using previous established stuff that have worked and that have served their purpose, and then it's just rehashing it again. What, are you going to line up the dagger again? I feel like you could probably line up the dagger with the window. I don't know, just seeing this is making me angry. It's just annoying. There's glass. This is the Emperor's chamber. This got destroyed. This got destroyed. This is Palpatine's throne room. This should not be here. All of this should be blown to bits. Oh, are you kidding? That stuff actually still works in here. Oh, that makes it so much worse. Oh, you could just say it's the Force. I don't like that though. You can't just say anything that doesn't work is just the Force in action. That makes the Force seem like it's just a plot device when it's actually a mysterious power. I don't want to say that was the Force. That feels like it cheapens the Force. That was just a dumb idea, saying that this thing still operates somehow. But okay, no, it's the Force. You got some weird glass tunnel. Great. Okay, so it wasn't this thing working, it was the Force. Fine. So there isn't actually a door in this place that's actually working, but there's the holocron. Not holocron, the Wayfinder. I want to call it holocron. So is this the Emperor's Vault? So no, that is part of the Death Star then. Unless it's a Force construct thing. But I don't know how that would make sense. Oh. Rey with double-sided lightsaber.
Don't be afraid of who you are.
Already, I prefer that Rey. The weapon makes sense. The dark side makes sense. Who's there? Is it gonna be Ren? Yeah, great. Are you actually here, or are you part of the weird thingy? Doesn't really matter, because they can apparently just take things from each other, while being in completely different parts of the galaxy. Go back to the Dark Rey, I liked her.
You wanted to prove to my mother that you were a Jedi, but you've proven something else. You can't go back to her now. Like, I can't.
Why'd you listen to him? You clearly have not gone through the same thing he has.
The dark side is in our nature.
It's in everyone's nature. It's your choice to fight against it or to embrace it.
The only way you're getting to Exegol is with me.
No! So much for that. Okay, so you have to go with him. My daddy's even here. What are you sensing now?
To reach her son now will take all the strength she has left.
Huh? What? You're gonna reach her son? Someone's carrying her away. Is she gonna die? Is she gonna do what Luke did and just strain herself to death by doing a Force protection thing? How much of the Force has she been trained in? What's happening? Again, this just has some really cool looking scenes. A lightsaber fight here does look very good. Has the lightsaber fighting improved since... I don't know, it still feels like they're just whacking sticks together. I know there's actual professional choreographers, right, that do lightsaber fighting. Was that just not a thing for these movies? Or is there a point to why it just feels so not great? Because like, at this point, Rey should at least know some forms. It should feel like she's properly doing it. Ren has no excuse. He's been training for ages, trained by Snoke. He should know how to wield a lightsaber properly. Not just whacking sticks together. There's too much spinning going on and putting your back to your opponent. I think Ren is actually here then, because it looked like Finn saw him. The movement just feels so slow as well. I have a question, right, with Ren's saber, because I know Ezra used one, but basically, you know the hilt bit where you have the lightsabers, but there's a metal bit between the light parts. If Rey got a lightsaber in that bit in the corner, it would cut it, right? Because it's metal, it's not the actual saber. What are you doing, a Luke? Oh, wow, you actually went for a kill. Did she just die? What was that? She used the Force to talk to her son like that, and that was it? So she isn't super greatly trained then? Luke was able to do more, so she had some training, not great, but then she saw the Master to Rey, and that's how Leia dies? She barely got to do anything in this movie. What is it with just the way the main three characters from the original trilogy get such unceremonious deaths? It's annoying. It's not difficult to give them some fanfare on their way out, to have their story end in like a triumph or a good way. Han was killed by his son, Luke strained himself to death, and Leia died so that her son would get stabbed. Are you gonna force heal him? Yep, okay, so what was the intention there? Was that just to give him a minute to breathe? Or was he gonna start killing you again? What was Leia's intent? Was her intent to have him dead, or was her intent to have this happen so you could have a moment to talk to him? What was it? Because I do not know at this point. Did Leia give you an opening to stab him? Was that it? That's what she did, but was that the intention?
I did want to take your hand. Ben's hand.
Okay. She doesn't want to take Ren's hand. She wants to take the good person's hand. Okay. And you're stealing his ship. Oh, wow. Now what? What are you doing? I'd hope you're going back for Finn and Poe, but I'm kind of doubting that. Yep, you're just going to go straight to Exegol. That's a great plan. That's brilliant. And she's dead. At least her death was the most uneventful of the three. Still not happy with it. She was a pinnacle of the original trilogy. And she just dies with no fanfare or triumph or just... it just feels so normal and boring. It's Leia. Nothing should be normal and boring for Leia. Look at Padme's death. That was insane. That was incredible. And this funeral afterwards, it was beautiful. I could be happy if they give Leia the same treatment for her funeral. But the way these movies are using death is not working for me. What's happening? Huh? Is he delirious from being stabbed? You're dead, you're not Jedi, you're not Force, you're just with the Force. This isn't a Force ghost.
Kylo Ren is dead.
Is that Is that what you're saying that happened there, the scene? He was stabbed and he had a near-death experience, Rey saved him, and that's basically saying that Ren is gone, all that's left is Ben. I think that's actually killing Ren. Ren could easily come back from that.
It's too late. She's gone.
Your mother's gone. But what she stood for, what she fought for.
It's Palpatine. This could be Palpatine. Testing where Ren is at. Otherwise, I do not understand how Han is here.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
You said that before he stabbed him. You're going to do that again? And you know Palpatine's in your head. This could easily be him.
Dad.
Oh, the acting is so good. Why does everything else in this film have to be so frustrating? Oh, you checked it! So is he... Wait, so what was this about? How is Han here? Did you just see a hallucination? Was that you? Was that not the Force? That was just him talking to himself. Okay. At least it helped. So I guess Ren is dead then, so that's something. What are you going to do with the Knights of Ren? Because they're alive and kicking.
But her foolish act will be in vain. Come to me on Exegol.
Okay, so now is this dude the big villain then?
Her friends will follow.
How can they follow? No one knows where they're going. She's taking Ren's ship. They don't have a tracker on that. How are they going to follow her? Is this just another planet-killing thing? It looks like it. Yeah, but it's another planet-killing thing. Okay. So basically what you've done is streamline Death Star technology. You can't think of anything more creative. Palpatine, I'm talking to Palpatine, not writers or whatever.
Asked from a Star Destroyer, a ship from the new Sith fleet.
Oh, so is that the love of your life dead?
Does that mean every ship in the fleet
has planet-killing weapons? Of course they do. All of them.
Yeah, I guess it's poetic. I just kind of wish Palpatine came up with a bit more than that. It's always just planet-destroying stuff. There's other things you could do with space stuff. Great black holes. Actually let people suffer a bit. There's just instant death for everyone. Like I heard about I know about this scorched idea that I think happened in one thing. That sounds like an interesting plan. When Palpatine's original plan failed, he just burnt a bunch of planets that were loyal to him down. That sounds interesting. Slow, agonizing deaths.
I'm not ready.
Neither were we.
Oh, you came back. Did you see her before she died?
Defeat an empire with almost nothing.
We had each other.
Power friendship. Plus you had Luke, who was instrumental in defeating the Empire. Defeating Vader, Vader defeating Palpatine.
I miss her.
So what's your name?
I gotta talk to you about
Oh, it's the droid summit special. The droid has a map to Exegol, doesn't it?
He was going to Exegol with bring a little girl he was supposed to take from Jakku to the Emperor.
How fortunate. Oh, did you not go to Exegol? Did you? Where'd you go? Okay, you're just burning the ship. You went back to this planet. I don't think the locals like you. Chewie ate the birds' friends and you kept destroying the reptile people's buildings. Do you feel worthy to hold his lightsaber? Please don't chuck it. It's a good artifact. No, and she's chucked it. Okay. Oh, caught it now. That's Force Ghost. How do you do that? Because you have to go through training. Oh, who cares at this point? You're back! Yay!
A Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
Says the guy who was tossing it off a cliff. Okay, so you better have changed a lot by now. You better have had a long chat with his dad, and his dad better have slapped him across the face. She yelled at him, "What are you doing?" And now he should be good.
Place, I'm doing what you did.
I was wrong.
Good, good. About time.
What are you most afraid of?
Herself.
Myself.
Yeah, that's the main gist of her character. She's just afraid of herself and how powerful she is.
You're a Palpatine. Leia knew it too.
How? Was the Emperor's lineage common knowledge? Do you even know the name of his kid? It feels like an interesting story, having the protagonist of the next movie be the descendant of Palpatine, the most evil thing in the galaxy, and then being a hero. That's interesting. But the building blocks for it are not there. It's just been introduced here. Apparently everyone knew about it and just didn't tell her. Huh?
It will mean the end of the Jedi, and the war will be lost.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking past the whole end of the Jedi thing, because I'm not believing Ahsoka's dead yet. I'm just thinking she's out there, she's doing something. Ezra, you still got other Jedi going on. They're out there doing stuff. Rey is not the be-all and end-all. Leia? Okay, she had one. Why was it here? Okay, this is fun to see. And the lightsaber movements are already faster and better.
Rendered her saber to me and said that one day would be picked up again
okay,
by
so
someone who would finish her journey.
Okay, so she saw that you would do it. Okay.
1,000 generations live in you now, but this is your fight.
They really just keep picking up Rey. We need a foundation for her first. We still barely know who she is as an individual. It's just all the things that she can do and all the things that she's afraid of piled up on top of each other and the yin and the yang and stuff. We don't know anything that she personally likes. We don't know personal dislikes. We don't know her as an individual. It's just she has the weight of the world on her shoulders. She is the Palpatine. She is the Last Jedi. She is everything. She is the just center of everything, yet we don't know who she is. And this whole story is about finding out who she is, yet they still haven't done it yet. She's a Palpatine. It's adding information, but it's not, like, personal. What does she do with being pulled between dark and light? That's good. But we don't know her story, because there's so much they could have gone into in the more personal aspects of it. And you got the ship out. Excellent. There's so much more personal stuff that could be done with her being isolated for all her life, living in a walker. They've completely abandoned her whole thing with tinkering with things, just being great at messing with all technology in the universe. Very good. Glad you finally did that. Wish you did it while you were alive, though. It's just frustrating. There's building blocks for a good story here, yet it feels like they just forgot to make her a character before they made her the protagonist.
Oh, hello. I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
Please wake him up and remind him of everything. Please say you can do that. I believe in you, R2. Just have magic or something. I don't even care at this point.
You want to put what in my head? Under no Memory restoration complete.
Oh, thank you. Good job, R2. I love you so much.
I am going with Mistress Rey on her very first mission.
Oh, it's a good backup. Okay, thank you. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Yay, R2 is amazing. I'm happy. Because it takes away the stakes of having him lose his memory, but I don't even care.
Master Luke.
Oh?
That's an old craft ID. That's Luke Skywalker's X-Wing.
Yes, it's Rey. So is she coming back?
On its way to the unknown regions.
It's Rey.
Okay, no, so she's signaling... No, Luke is signaling them. Does Rey know about that?
Go to Exegol.
Alone, which is not a good idea. And this is how her friends follow her.
She's showing us.
Okay, so she does know. That's good. So she has some kind of plan. Just bring an army. But that's not really a plan. That's just bring an army and just fight.
Air team's gonna find the tower. Ground team's gonna blast it.
Once the tower's down, the fleet will be stuck in Atmo for just...
This is a nice plan, but what on earth is Rey doing while all of this is happening?
We need to put some holdo maneuvers. Do some real damage.
Come on, that move is 1 in a million.
Holdo maneuvers? That's considered a thing now? No. No. I'm trying to explain it as 1 in a million. It was literally just her light speeding at a ship. That's not 1 in a million.
What our mothers and fathers fought for.
Oh, Lando and the Falcon. Oh, that feels right. I think just personally, the stakes don't feel quite there at this point. I still don't understand what the state of the galaxy is. We've seen nothing but these guys and in hiding in the jungle and the First Order who are always on their ships. We don't have an understanding of what it's like for just regular people in the galaxy right now. I think that's where my weirdness of this is coming from. We saw one planet with civilians and just the First Order taking over. Is that the same for every single planet? We don't really know the importance of that planet. It could just be any planet. It's just... Oh, no, it's just a lot of Star Destroyers. It just feels like this is missing something to really ground what's happening. The prequels did a great job to showing Coruscant, the political center of everything. Now that was affected by the takeover. The original trilogy showed Alderaan being destroyed, and from that you can pretty much gather everything from it. And plus you get names, you get understanding that it's Leia's homeworld and just the connection of who's dying there. This one we got to see 5 planets die, but it did not feel personal in any way. It didn't feel like it was connected to anything. It was just 5 planets are dead, but they didn't really add importance to it. Of course, now I've been told what planet systems they are. There was the center of the New Republic. So not Coruscant, but I don't really know if, like, Mon Mothma was there. What does it mean? Who is dead at that point? I think the problem is it just doesn't feel galaxy-wide. This conflict feels like it's just between these two parties. Yeah, we don't see its impact that much on the galaxy. We see a few examples, sure, but it doesn't feel huge. The First Order really did not affect our main characters during their expedition to that planet. Yes, it got destroyed, so that means Poe's friend is probably dead. So that is something, but it almost feels like she's going to be alive, and because they're going to call people for help, and it feels like she's going to show up. So maybe she escaped. It feels like it's going to be that. Yep, this place is absurdly creepy. So how long has Palpatine been here? What has he been doing? How does this work? I need them to explain it better than somehow Palpatine's back. Again, the shots are just so good. Giant Star Destroyers making up the entire background is awesome. But why does the rest of the film have to be so frustrating?
Switch over the source of navigation signal to this ship.
Okay, good plan. Abandon that. Now what are they going to do? They're going to realize?
Nav signal is coming from that command ship.
How do you know?
A feeling.
Is he Force sensitive? Could he have been a Jedi? Because there's no other way he would know. Is it Force sensitive? Is he Force? That would have been cool, a Stormtrooper becoming a Jedi. Is that it? Is that what his story is in this? Just teasing that he's Force sensitive? Scary throne, wow. Palpatine wanted a throne out of rocks. Nice. Oh, that's a lot of people. Where did they all come from? Who are they? No, so does it mean the Sith is actually alive as well? Because Palpatine's alive, so he needs an apprentice and the Sith can continue. So that means Anakin didn't destroy the Sith.
Long have I waited.
Did you just have to spawn in behind her? No, okay, wait, no, okay. Oh, there you creep. You wrinkled old prune.
I never wanted you dead. I wanted you here.
You withered corpse, why? What's the plan here? Is it body hopping? Is that? Because I think that's what his, like, thing was to do with, like, the things after the original trilogy, the shows after that. It went into Palpatine trying to clone himself and necromancy stuff and cloning Force sensitives. Is that this?
Kill me, and my spirit will pass into you.
There we go, body hopping.
As all the Sith live in me.
Huh? All the Sith live in you? You are... I remember the line. He said, basically goes, I am all the Sith or something like that. And that's ego, because we know the Sith. They are incredibly self-destructive. They are not unifying. He is not all the Sith in any way. So is that another ego thing? Because it's also meant to be a mirror for Rey being all the Jedi. But that comes from her, the lineage. It's Palpatine basically trying to say he's the lineage of all the Sith because he's the last one. Just to mirror Rey, which doesn't work because that's not how Sith operate. They basically hate each other. And that destroyed everything. And yay, that one's gone. So is that it? Can these just not go anywhere? Do you win?
Reset the navigation signal. Minutes away, sir.
So they got another one. Great.
Ground cannons have stopped. They're resetting their systems. I gotta go do something.
I'm staying with you.
What's he doing? And it almost feels like he's getting a new love interest. Rose has done nothing. She just feels like a background character now. After all she did in the last one. And now this one has become a lot more prominent and always around Finn.
The time has come.
Who are these weirdos? Why are they here? Who are they?
For hatred, you will take my life, and you will ascend.
You'll die because he'll replace you, and he'll just use your body like a shell.
Weak, like your parents.
Yep, still going for the hate. How can you not hate him? What can you do?
They don't have long.
And if you kill him, you can order them to stop, so it's out of love, not hate.
And your new family die.
He doesn't really have an option here. It's just kill Palpatine. That's basically it. You're gonna do that anyway, and it probably does need to happen. Oh, family. There we go. He'll be a found family guy. Yeah, sure. Leia, your master. Technically kind of brother-sister thing going on. No, Ren is dead, so this is Ben, so you'd want to stop her.
We're gonna hit the command deck. Rose, please, go.
You gonna let him do it this time? Are these your knights? You're just killing them. Can you not still get them orders? No, because Kylo Ren, it was the knights of Ren. Ren is dead, so of course you're their enemy now. See, this is interesting. Having a Palpatine descendant and a Skywalker descendant is very cool. I just wish it was almost from the beginning. How are you going to solve this? Because you're not going to kill him, but how have you already figured it out? Oh, they're connecting. What are you doing? Because he doesn't know about the connection? But how?
Make the sacrifice.
That way you could just cut the wires and the technology that's keeping him alive. But that is in turn killing him. Oh wait, no. Okay, so like you gave it to. That's kind of cool. I do kind of think that's cool. Of course, I don't get how they're able to do any of that, but it's still kind of cool. So she's unarmed. Oh no, she's still armed. She has. Okay, yeah. Okay, but no, she has a weapon now. She can still kill Palpatine. Why try and stop her? The goal is the end whole thing here is still you killing Palpatine. And they're together on the same side. So now what? The old corpse is still there.
Stand together, die together.
You still want to die, apparently. How does that not still happen for you? They won't. What are you doing? What was that? You didn't, and it's regrowing your fingers. Dyad in the Force. Great. So great.
The power of two restores the one.
Sure, why not? I don't get how that works, but sure. So just because they're Dyad, they have the power of life or whatever, and that can go to him. Light and dark. So life, and yeah, just shove it all in him. And his eyes are back. See, part of me is falling for the nostalgia bait, because I do like Palpatine. He's a brilliant villain. But I don't like that he's here, because that doesn't make sense for the movie. But I do like that he's here because I do like Palpatine. I just like that there's actually more for him to do. Then again, it does not help the movie. Everyone's dying. Are these new ties? They're triangle wings now.
I thought we had a shot. There's just too many of them.
People are sharp now.
More of us, Poe.
There we go. How'd you do it? How'd you get people? Oh, a lot of them, wow. Right, any familiar? There's going to be so many Easter eggs. Where's the ghost? I don't even care that Hera and the lot might be dead by this point, but I want to see where the ghost is. Surely it's here. But how? They didn't respond to Leia's call for help. How come this worked?
So long, Sky Trash.
Who's that flyer?
Take a guess, Spice Runner.
And she lived. Who could have guessed? And he's not hooked up to the machine anymore. Did you change your clothes? Because we know the dude seeks immortality, so this can't be his original body. This got to be something different, but it looks like his clothes have changed. He was not wearing the red thing before. He was just a puppet attached to him with arm.
As once I fell, so falls the last Skywalker.
You still angry about that? Yeah, you are. He's so petty.
Nothing will stop the return of the Sith.
Hey, you technically aren't a Sith. At this point, you need an apprentice. When can he do that? Why is he firing people? Where'd that come from? You're going to destroy a fleet of people and ships like that? Like it's nothing? Where's that power been all this time? Where's that modified to him? That's destroying everything. Where on earth did he get that power from? So much of this is just unexplained. No, I couldn't get it. If he, like, modified with his body and messed with midichlorian counts, whatever, he could do this. Sure. Maybe the dyad whatever gave him this power. Sure. Explain it. Because I thought the dyad stuff was just giving him new life and regrowing the limbs that were just, like, not regrowing their fingers that just didn't form right. These are your final steps. Ah, they're talking to you now. Obi-Wan. Luminara, Mace. Anakin. Everyone is here.
Force surrounds you, Rey.
Let it guide you.
Ahsoka! Ahsoka better not be dead. All of these are dead people talking to you. Ahsoka better not be dead.
Jedi lies her strength.
Kanan too? Is Ezra gonna be here?
Rey, the Force will be with you.
I saw no Ezra. If Ezra's not there, does that mean he's alive and Ahsoka isn't? Okay, so you had your pep talk, so she is just all the Jedi now. It's just made it even more important than yeah. Sure.
Let your death be the final word in the story of rebellion.
I do love Palpatine. Okay, you're doing a mace? Sure, that's what scarred Palpatine to begin with. Why didn't he just fire you with the whole ship-destroying lightning blast? Because that clearly is a whole lot more powerful.
I am all the Sith.
And your line?
I'm all the Jedi.
Yeah. Okay. No, and Scar. Oh, dear. Yeah. Does he know he can just stop firing lightning at himself? He wasn't doing it at that. Oh, that's him dead. That's a okay. And all of them are dead too. Wow. Okay, so all the Jedi just defeated all the Sith, and Palpatine could have just stopped using the lightning. That would have worked.
They're still on that command ship.
They'll come to save him. He'll be fine. Someone will swoop him to save him.
Trust me, I'm fast.
Not as fast as this ship.
See, go on, Lando. See, he gets ceremonious good moments. Why couldn't that have been the same for... No, literally, the way Lando's been treated is what I wish Han, Luke, and Leia got. Everything with Lando is just perfect. In the Falcon, saving people. Him just being his regular Lando self. It is beautiful. Why couldn't that have been for everyone? Like, his presence as well, I feel, was almost better than what the others got. I feel like almost Han, Luke, and Leia made too much main characters when it should have been more focused on the next generation. They should have been done and out of the fight. Leave it to the new ones. And then have their story carry on like that. That's all come back during this stuff, where Lando is. Lando, I feel like, is just perfect here. He's Force sensitive. You gotta be kidding me. He could have such good stories. Stormtrooper to Jedi. What, is Rey dying? How? Why? And did you strain yourself to death as well? Literally, you didn't, nothing happened. You blasted it back. Nothing hit you. Okay, you're alive. Is that meant to mirror what Palpatine must have done, clawing his way up from the giant electrical engine stuff, and somehow survived? Or was this a clone body? How did he get out of that? I can almost see where this is gonna go. I kind of like it a little bit. He's gonna give his life to save her, and it'll be a Skywalker saving a Palpatine. Which, yes, that is a good story. The execution, though, is just mind-boggling. Is he gonna do that? She saved his life, so you would understand how it works. The whole yin and yang thing. They're a dyad, it tracks. He's doing it, there, he's doing it. Look, he's gonna bring her back to life, and then he'll die in the process, probably. See, when the story does show up, it's good. It's fine. The execution is just so frustrating. And she's back. Is he dying now? She was dead, and now you dead? But I mean, you're joining in your family. Is he not dying? Do you both get to live? Are they not... Okay, no, it's not brother-sister type relationship. It's more than that. Oh, dear. I thought, basically, she was looking for a father figure. Ended up being Han and Luke. She ended up having Leia be her master. Or family connections. I thought it was going to be a more brother-sister type relationship. Apparently not. It's a romantic one. I did not see that coming. Did see that though. Okay, so he's dead. And what? So it's just a regular occurrence now that people just fade away? That was an Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. Is that... oh, and she... did. That looks so weird. It just looks like she deflates. Coming one with the Force. You sure? Okay, so that's just a thing that happens now. Anakin's body was burned. It didn't deflate.
People are rising up all over the galaxy.
Can we see that? We saw them overthrowing Palpatine and shoving his statues on the ground and destroying them. Can we see people uprising all over the galaxy? Because so far we've just heard about it. We haven't actually seen any of it. We see all these people come to your aid, but they're basically just faceless ships. I want to know more. Here, Coruscant. Okay, so Coruscant still stands. That's dead. No, that's not Coruscant. That's the Cloud City, sorry. That, I'm not even sure. That's, okay. Endor, not really sure what's happening in the sky. Jakku. Yep, Jakku. Okay, so again, I need to see the people though. That's what makes it count. You need to see the people. Well, the closest we got to that was the little teddy bears, Ewoks. That was it. I need to see the actual people and how they're uprising. We're seeing ships fall from the sky. Yes, it means it, but you need to see the people to emote with them, to understand them. Finn was so forgotten about in this movie, and it's disappointing. He did do some stuff, but not nearly on par with what he was doing in the first movie. And here comes Rey. She gets to wear the helmet that she always dreamt of when on Jakku. I do like these details. The story is... you can see where the story is, and it feels like it just could have just been done better.
What about you, kid?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
That's interesting. What's that? That feels like setup for something. That feels so obviously set up for something. Was there meant to be like a Lando movie where he was going to help her find her family or whatever because she was a stormtrooper? That was like such obvious setup. They never really had a chance to be a good solid trio, did they? That's what's annoying to me. First movie, it was Finn and Rey. They were a duo. Poe was like at the end. Second movie, Poe became far more focused, but they were all individual. How much screen time did they all share together in scenes? Rey was off with Luke, then it was to Solo, then it was the final thing where she eventually met Poe right at the end. Finn was also just wandering around, going to casinos and stuff with Rose. This movie, again, they're all so separate. They never had a chance to be an actual solid trio. Their friendship basically just comes from them talking about each other to each other. Tatooine? There's a Tatooine. I'm not going nuts, right? There's a Tatooine. Show me the two suns. It's a desert. I can't jump the gun. Nope, I'm saying this Tatooine. This is Luke's home. Of course, it would be abandoned. Everyone is dead. So why are you here? Why did Luke tell you to come here? Oh, that's kind of nice. What are you doing? So, like, leaving the lightsaber set. That's nice. Huh? The planet's just eating it? Why can't you just bury them? Yellow? Where'd that one come from? That looks cool. And it looks dual-sided as well.
Who are you?
I'm Rey.
Rey who?
Oh, what's the reaction going to be to Palpatine? Oh, the Force Ghosts really did get lenient on the training you had to do that, didn't they?
Rise Skywalker.
Huh? No? Oh, what? No. It's not a title. It's not even something you earn. Okay, ending on that. Oh my. Okay, so Skywalker. No. That's no. That just comes right out of the blue. I get it though, I get it. She's looking for family, she always has. She sees the Skywalkers as her family, so she's trying to claim herself as a Skywalker, but the connection doesn't feel there. It just doesn't. I feel like Rey Palpatine actually works better, because if she is going to be a hero and keep going forward, wouldn't it be better to claim the name Palpatine and actually make it something good, to absolutely destroy actual Palpatine's legacy forever? Because right now that name holds so much power. Palpatine, you say it, people are cowering in fear, all of this stuff, even though when they said it in this movie, there was barely a reaction. The name has so much awful connotations, but if she takes the name, becomes Rey Palpatine, and does become a legendary hero, a good Jedi, an absolute force for good in the galaxy, Palpatine would then change. The name would change. People would see it as the equivalent of Skywalker at that point. That would be great. Just going away from it and denying it? No. Because like the whole point of this now that you realize is the contrast between Skywalkers and Palpatines. It's a story of that. Seeing the dyad of the Force between the two families, them coming together, and then just to say, okay, no, the Palpatine one's dead at the end, we're going to make a Skywalker anyway. That dilutes the idea of the two families. And it just doesn't feel right. I don't think they captured the idea of her actually being part of the Skywalker family. It does not feel right there. I think the best example I can think of off the top of my head is that Ahsoka feels closer to being a Skywalker, even though she isn't. She's Ahsoka Tano. That is who she is. But if she was to take the Skywalker name, it would feel not right, but better than it does here. And plus, it's not really, you don't just take a name like that. I mean, you can say that Luke and Leia looked fine with it at the end, but it does not feel right. It could look, they can give permission, but it does not feel right at all to me. Rey Skywalker. It's just better off as just Rey. But yeah, I've got a lot of issues with this movie. I'm trying to think of the things that I did enjoy, and yeah, it is few and far between. There's so many issues. I don't get what's happened here. There was good build-up. You can see the story that was initially in mind. You can at least see that finally after everything. Having the two legacies of Skywalker and Palpatine come together here, the descendants of the big ones fighting it out, essentially. That's good, that's fine. I don't like the idea of Palpatine being brought back. Not a fan of that. I feel like you could have still had Rey reveal that she's a Palpatine and go through all the dark and stuff through just learning the history of her family. Maybe just have the ghost of Palpatine or something talk to her, like we've seen Sith ghosts before. We've seen them talk to people. You had in Clone Wars, someone came, who was it? It was like stuck on one of their old planets. You had the voice in the holocron, so there's ways Palpatine's voice at least could come back to guide Rey. But having it come back physically to be the overall villain, I'm not happy with. I would prefer it if Ren stayed the villain, and that way when he turns good and turns back to the light, you also destroy the First Order in the process. That I would have preferred. But then again, it all kind of comes down to my personal opinions of this. So thinking about the structure of this movie, there are definitely negative things here, like not just opinion stuff. The Death Star, there's clear faults in how this stuff works. The Death Star shouldn't be there. The way the knife dagger thing works, how on earth does that work? How would the person who made it know that you'd be standing in the exact right position for it to line up? That doesn't work. The characters and their balance, it feels like Finn and kind of Poe were just forgotten about, and which is a shame because they have more character and development than Rey does. Rey is just continually the force behind everything. She is the greatest thing ever. She is all the Jedi. She is everything, and that is just, but that can be fine. That can work, but she needs a character to go behind it. She needs individualism and personality and something to get behind. But she doesn't. She does not have a foundation. She is just a result of all of her actions and all of her awesome moments. That's it. She needs characterization. She does not get that even here. And it is disappointing because the story you can think of, you can see the concept so clearly. And it is a good story. Having the descendants of Skywalkers and Palpatines battle it out as one turns dark and one turns good. Them being dyads in the Force, having a connection, spiritual, because of their family's connection, is good. A constant struggle between light and the dark as they both pull and push towards each other. A yin and yang. It's nice, it's good. But this just does not feel right. It feels like there's such a huge mess up. And then thinking about how they treat the legacy characters, also want to talk about that. Han, Luke and Leia, they felt disappointing. Han especially. Han, I'm just angry with how they treated his death. I do understand now. Harrison Ford wanted him to be killed off. He didn't want to do any more movies. Then it just shows up here, so he did play in this one. But then how does that was just Ren hallucinating or something, because Ren died and Bed was reborn. Whatever. At this point, I don't even care about how things are explained. It's just whatever now. Yeah, Harrison Ford wanted his character to die, so the writers were kind of just stuck trying to do that. But then if you're going to kill a character off, a legacy character that build the entire franchise, give it some fanfare. Make it feel good. Make it feel something. It just felt wrong in that moment, and there's ways to do death to make it feel right. And that just didn't do it. Luke again, he strained himself to death. There's ways to do it. And like, his death could be neutral. His death could be fine. It's not like anything extravagant or amazing, but his death could have been fine if he hadn't have been twisted so much to the point where he's unrecognizable. I did not like the Luke we got to see in the last movie. He felt good here. He felt good seeing him as a Force ghost. That Luke felt great. I wish that was the Luke that we got to see here. And then he just said, okay, no, the station was, he just had to stay in this planet. It is not his fight to fight. He has to make sure that the Jedi you just give any reason to stay on the planet so that he doesn't get involved. Maybe he's too old. Let that be it. Because the whole point could be that the legacy characters, they're not in the position to fight anymore. It is not their fight. They have fought to save the galaxy. It is up to the new generation to help stop the new threat. Keep it as simple as that. Leia, again, because she gets treated better, we just get to see her being amazing, as always. So yay, that was fun. But then her death, again, it was just, she did a Force thing and then died. The only one that I feel like got everything I wanted from a legacy character was Lando. Lando's stuff was brilliant. You bring him back right at the end, he gets a small thing to do. He feels like the character that he is. He doesn't have a huge, great impact on the movie, but still has a presence here. And it's just nice, reminiscent of what his character is. And just seeing him again and getting more screen time with that character that you know and love. You don't get that with the other ones. This one also had the weird fake death things with Chewie, and that was just irritating. Like, why? It's just annoying. The point of the scene is to show Rey leading into Darkseid and reeling with the idea that she's just killed one of her friends. That's the point of the scene. And then it just gets undone by the realization that he's alive, yet it's also meant to lead her into the dark side. So it's like they wanted to kill Chewie off, but they didn't want to because it's Chewie. It's just annoying. It would have worked better if there was civilians. It sounds dark, but if you just showed a bunch of civilian prisoners that the First Order had captured on there, and Rey was trying to stop it and instead ended up killing everyone, that would have worked better. And it would have allowed you to kill those people off without it being like a fan favorite legacy character that you had the main character then kill off and then just bring them back anyway. It just works so weird. Hux, again, that was just unbelievably stupid. They did not know what to do with this character at all. First movie, he felt good. He felt like the homage to Tarkin, being that similar character. Second movie, became a caricature. Tone completely changed. He became stupid. He became an idiot. He almost tried to become funny in just a pathetic way. And then this movie, he became the spy. The guy that was giving a very passionate speech about the First Order. It was very reminiscent of 1945 Germany. And he's the one that's the spy, just because Ren can't win. It's so stupid. It shows that it's more of a personal thing for him that Ren can't win, even though this guy, we've seen time and time again, is very passionate about the mission of the First Order. It doesn't track, and it does not work. It's just stupid. So there are definitely some writing and technical faults in this movie, other than just my opinion of it. Because that's what I will say for the other two movies. Those ones, they work and they're fine, but my opinion and on the creative decisions, I don't like them. This one, it's basically everything. My opinion of the creative decisions, I do not like. And then the writing for what they decided to do here, it just feels like it all fell apart. It feels like they did not know what they were doing here. Hux is like the biggest example of this. Palpatine is like the second biggest. No, Palpatine's probably the biggest. Hux is the most obvious. Palpatine, they kind of hide it well, but he just shows up and randomly revealed at the start in the text crawl that Palpatine has somehow returned. That's so stupid. And then, of course, you have the lining up of the Death Star that should not be there. Like, there's ways to do it. You've just used the Force. Have it like be a Force mind trick or whatever, that they see the Death Star and they can find a wayfinder through it. They even just show how you can transfer matter between the Force now. So you could have made the Force give you the wayfinder or something like that without stomping on what the originals did, and just because the Death Star, it blew up, it was gone. But somehow part of it magically survived, enough to hide a vault with a wayfinder in it. But this movie really did feel like nostalgia bait on top. It feels like the first two movies were trying to tell the original story. Skywalkers versus Palpatines, at least setting it up. I feel like they should have just said it in the first one. Get it out the way, set it up in the first one. Because actually the sequels, they weren't brilliant. I think I like them, I enjoy them. Revenge of the Sith is just beautiful. But they work well in the sense that they get the ball rolling quickly. Anakin, you understand who he is. He's not just a kid that's insanely powerful and insanely great at everything. They give backing to why that is, and you also give him personality, you give him struggle. He's born as a slave. You get to see that he has to leave his mum behind so that he can pursue this new life. Then you get the idea of the prophecy. You get to understand why he is so powerful right off the bat. The prophecy is basically the same thing as the Dryad. As in, lore-wise, they're different, but in story terms, they work the same way. They're the explanation for where these characters get their awesome power. That's how that works. In Anakin's case, it comes very quickly, so you understand why this kid is able to do what he can do. So you accept it. Great. Chosen one. I can roll with this. If they just said right off the bat that Rey could be a Dryad, And that could be some kind of explanation. So you're left thinking about how this all works, but you also understand that that's where the power comes from. So you're no longer questioning that. You can go with the movie then. You can understand this character is the way that she is this powerful without any training. Fair enough, fine. There's also more you can link into it. Maybe she's good with the sword, because Ren is good with the sword. Maybe she can pick up those skills from him when they make their connection. And then you can start to, literally, you might just reveal it at the end, but you, as Ren and Rey interact, you start seeing Rey become more adept and more powerful, because since they've interacted, Rey is starting to pick up his skills. Ren is learning more about her, they're starting to mingle, and the Dryad stuff kicks in, and you realize, oh, he's the other half of the Dryad. But this way, it's done it reverse. We've been told that they're basically yin and yang, and now we've gotten to understand what the Dryad is. And yes, it makes sense, but it's done in a really weird way. Because otherwise, you're just left there wondering, okay, so has Rey reached into Ren's mind to understand how this works? Fine, I guess that works, but it's not exactly smooth. Just saying the Dryad thing exists, and then you're left wondering who this other half could be, that I feel like works better, and it allows the story to work, allows the whole Skywalker and Palpatine idea to continue to happen as the idea of the Dryad has continued to evolve. This one basically just says it all here, and it leaves not a lot for the others now. Everything was saved for this movie, when a lot could have just been put in the first stuff. Just explain the Dryad stuff right off the bat in the first one, save the Palpatine connection for this one, if anything. But it's just so frustrating how there is good ideas swirling in this movie and, well, these movies, but the execution just hurts my head. I will say, seeing this in a cinema probably would have changed my opinion on quite a few things, because the experience is just a whole nother aspect of this. I think for anyone listening to this, you've got to remember, my experience watching these movies is talking to a camera in my room by myself. If you've watched this in a cinema, I'm sure you absolutely probably loved it. The cinematography is great. You connect with the characters more. You can really immerse yourself far easier in a cinema setting. So I completely understand if people absolutely love these movies, and I'm happy for you. And I assume that probably does come from the experience you gathered with them. Excellent. My take on this comes from a far more analytical point of view, and partly my opinions on just the creative decisions. But this movie, it's just, yeah. So if you did enjoy these movies, I'm very happy for you, and I think it's awesome that you're able to sort of make good memories over this stuff. But before anyone yells at me for not liking this movie, it just wasn't good, and I think I've laid out the reasoning rather well. There's a lot of messy stuff going on. It feels like characters get forgotten. You have a plot line with Finn almost being a Jedi, being connected with the Force, and that just doesn't go anywhere. Rey and Ren or Ben being lovers, that's something that started and then went nowhere. No, because then not nowhere, but one died, and it comes up right at the end, and my idea of where that, would you say that was clear? I'm open to admit that maybe I just was obtuse to seeing that was a romantic relationship, because I did not see it as a romantic relationship. I'm open to being wrong about that, but to me, that didn't seem like where that was heading. It almost like brother and sister with how Rey was connected to basically all the members of Ben's family. But I'm open to just completely missing the signs that was a romantic relationship. I'm completely open to missing that. But yeah, this movie just felt so messy, and it's just painful because there's great ideas here. There's a good idea for a story that would continue after the original trilogy. Force Dryad being a connection between the Palpatines and the Skywalkers, greatest enemies of this universe. That works, but then the execution just makes it fall apart. Right, to begin then, in the last two movies, I basically said the first one was 50-50 frustration and enjoyment. Second one, 70-30. This one I don't think I even have to say what it is. I think it's pretty clear. I did not find this one a good movie, but I'm sure that there are people out there that absolutely enjoyed this, and I'm very happy for you. And now I think I'm just gonna try and navigate both my opinions and what I'm thinking are the technical stuff that's gone on here, because I want to make sure that those are crystal clear, separate. Because with Rey and Ren, they're clearly the focus of this, obviously, they're the main characters, and I think technically their story works. Their story is good. You have a Skywalker, you have a Palpatine, and it's the Dryad thing, which isn't the super well explained, and I wish they did explore it more, and that's where my sort of opinions come in. I feel like it would have been best to explain the Dryad right at the beginning, basically have this be this version's chosen one idea, and then have that explored throughout the three movies to understand where Rey's powers come from, why she's different, why she's special, why she feels afraid of the thing inside of her, and then that basically allows for the character to be built more, as the power is basically done at that point. You can understand that her power is going to be whatever. So after that, you can just give her characterization, because we basically didn't get a lot of that. Watching Rey, it did not feel like I was watching a person, it felt like I was watching a plot device. She was just the one doing everything. It didn't feel like I was actually just following a human being experiencing this story. She did not feel like she had a personality. She felt like a collection of moments and abilities that was just going through this journey. That was it. I want to know the emotion behind it all. Yes, I will say this one did more than the others by going into her past, going into the parents' angle. That feels like it came last minute. The last movie kind of just cemented the idea that her parents were nothing to enhance the yin and yang idea of Ren and Rey, one being from Skywalkers, one being from nothing. This works, but again, you could have just said that in the last one. It almost feels like there's this flip-flopping, because either it was planned from the beginning, which I would be fine, but if that was the case, why do you have to mess around with the idea that she came from nothing? Why lie about it? Just say that. It doesn't really do anything other than just confuse the audience about what she is, and to just leave a twist moment here. Anyway, I think her character ended up in kind of a good space, I guess. I'm still not happy with Rey Skywalker. I know I won't be calling her that. I think it was such a missed opportunity to just go Palpatine, because then it allows this hero to change the legacy of that Palpatine. Even though he hopefully is completely dead at this point, he still has the power of his name. You say Palpatine in this galaxy, people will think of the awful evil things that he did, and he will relish in that if he still exists somewhere. If you were to completely change the name of Palpatine by making it something good, that destroys him even more. And I feel like that's such a missed opportunity here. This whole franchise is about destroying evil, being on the light, finding the good. That feels like such a missed opportunity to actually use a Palpatine character and not want to destroy the legacy of the Palpatines. But then we get to Ren, and he's probably my favorite character from this. I think his story here, it benefits from Palpatine showing up. Sure, that's evident. He no longer is the main villain, so that allows him to become something different. It makes his journey easier to become good, because now all the attention isn't on him, the First Order isn't on him, but it still feels slightly disappointing. I liked the last one set him up to be the next big bad, because then you can have him versus Rey, and if he turns good, that way that destroys the First Order, and it'll be another idea of saving the person instead of killing them, which it basically means that Ren went through the same thing as Vader. Turning dark, came good towards the end, and then died saving the person they loved, Luke versus Rey. But it does feel like Ben could have had some other options. I would have liked it to differ from Vader to prove that he wasn't the same, because this, to me, shows that he basically just became Vader 2.0. He went through the exact same story here. He was evil, he turned good, then he saved the person he loved, then he died. I wish they had changed that so that when he turned good, he got to live. I would have liked that, to show that he didn't fully become Vader 2.0, that he didn't fully give himself to the darkness, and to show that he can live on after this dark part of his life. I felt like that would have been a nice change. Other than that, I think Ren was probably the best written character of this. I do think he was probably the most compelling of the characters that we got to see. And his presence makes it clear that the idea of the story does work between Skywalker versus Palpatine and their descendants and how that works. It just starts to fall apart because Rey wasn't given enough personality and characterization to make her separate, or to identify separate things from the power. For Ren, he has his parents and he has his conflict with Luke and all of that stuff going on. Then he has the dyad stuff. For Rey, everything is about the dyad stuff. Her family, Palpatine, parents, all of it is dyad stuff. For Ben, he has different stuff. He has things that are separate from it. And that's where the characters differ. That's what makes Ben stand out more than Rey. Finn and Poe were honestly kind of disappointing. They feel like they became background characters in this. The sequels started off strong. You had Finn, who was the co-star to Rey, and it feels like he's slowly just been forgotten by these movies. Starting off so strong, being a stormtrooper, turned to good, and choosing not to run and fight and be a hero. That was the first movie. That was a story in the first movie. Started off stormtrooper, wouldn't shoot people, decided to run, and chose to stay with the rebellion to save Rey. That was it. Second movie, basically the same thing. He wanted to run to protect Rey, but then it was about him becoming a hero. So you can say that there was a bit of a difference, but you could have not done that. You could have just said that him staying with Rey is him being a hero at the end of the first movie. The second one feels repetitive. It may not be exactly repetitive, but it feels it. It's the idea of him running away again. Yes, they're for different goals. The first one was to run to protect himself. The second one is to run to protect Rey, but it's still just running. And at the end of the first one, it basically feels like that was done. The need to do it again feels lazy. It feels like it's just repeating it again while just changing an ingredient of it when there's so many other stories he could have done. And then this one, it gives him Force sensitivity. Why? That could be something huge. It shows that Rey isn't the last Jedi. Doesn't mean she is all the Jedi, because now there's another one that could be a Jedi. And he honestly feels robbed because of it. It now takes his story from being a stormtrooper that's turned to the Resistance to now being a stormtrooper that could become a Jedi. That's amazing. Why was that not explored more? And it just feels like the writer had all these ideas for this character, yet he just got lost in everything else going on. That stuff got messed up. It feels like Finn might have originally been meant to be a Jedi, and then things changed around because Palpatine does not feel like he was originally meant to be included at all. I think the connection to him was meant to be included, but Palpatine himself does not feel like it was meant to be included at all. So it feels like Finn just got forgotten and pushed to the back because of whatever changes went on. Poe suffers from kind of the same issues. He was I wouldn't say background character in the first one, more like a side character. Finn and Rey were definitely the co-main characters in the first. Poe was a side character. Then he became a main one in the sequel with his whole thing with Holdo, which while annoying, it still makes him a main character and it gives him a story. No longer just wanting to be seen as a hero, but becoming actually a hero. Sure. This one kind of just sinks him back into side character time where he doesn't really have a overarching developing story, but he's there. And that's basically what happens with Finn. They have story, they're here, it's not anything huge, they don't have an overarching story, but they're here, they're around, they're doing things, but it doesn't really change anything for them. It's not developing them in any way. And it hurts because they could have been a very good trio, like our original trio of Han, Luke and Leia, Anakin, Kenobi and Padme. All of them worked as a great trio because all of them had scenes interacting with each other. They all had individual relationships with each other. Of course, Padme and Kenobi is probably weaker, but of course he saved her and helped deliver her children. But these guys do not have the relationships between each other. Rey has a relationship with Finn, they're friends. Then Finn has a relationship with Poe, they're friends. Poe does not have a relationship with Rey. So the triangle does not work. The trio doesn't work. It is just a line there. And it makes their connection feel so weak when these three are meant to be the tentpoles of this sequel. They are meant to be the characters that you're focused on and the characters that are leading this whole thing. And then what this one does is it just brings Rey from the trio and just pushes the other two to the back. So the trio falls apart. And yeah, they're keeping them around because they know they have to. And it just feels sad for them because there was good story there and now they've just been forgotten. Palpatine, I do not like that he was back. I like Palpatine. I think he's such an awesome villain. And I do like that we got to see him again because that's just always awesome. But I do not like that they brought him back because it does not work for the story. I will always be biased for Palpatine because he is just such a fun villain and just the epitome of evil. But for this story, I'm not happy with it. I've said time and time before, especially when Maul came back. So when Maul came back, I know I was like, really? Resurrection? Because resurrection is such a difficult thing to do in stories because it makes death meaningless. Maul worked because he never actually died. He clung to hatred and it proved how strong his hatred was, plus the Force and all of that stuff, so it worked. It allowed it. He never actually crossed over into being dead. Reaver got close, but sort of towed the line and it worked in the end. This one does not, and I do not like it. He fully died, and it doesn't explain how he comes back. He kicked it. He got zapped to death. The guy was fried beyond death. In the same instance, he died here. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's got another sort of backup body somewhere that he can just float into. And that's the issue with it. It makes death meaningless, and you can't actually tell if this victory is a victory. He could just be alive. Because I now see what all the other things before this were doing. Because I now know that basically, these came out before a lot of the other stuff that came out after the original trilogy. So Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Bad Batch, all of that stuff is leading to this. And now it's clear that they were trying to build up the idea of him coming back. And it makes sense when you sort of look at those stuff, but it doesn't make sense in the context of the three movies. They don't explain it at all. It's very clear he was randomly brought back, and it does not fit. Somehow Palpatine returns. A mysterious broadcast marks the return of the evil Emperor. It doesn't work. It's just random. There is no backing for why he should be here, so it makes it clear that they use the new shows to basically build up the blocks to make this make sense, when it didn't to begin with. And it does not work, because everything you learn about the Sith is that their desire to live forever, for unlimited power, and to just stick around forever to hold on to their abilities. It makes them the opposite of the Jedi, because they are one with the Force, and they're good with letting go when the time's up. And then their reward for that is to live on afterwards. Of course, this one plays fast and loose with how the Force Ghosts work, because it used to be, you go to the weird special Force Whale planet where you had the glowing people, you go through their trials, and then you become a Force Ghost after it. That's what Qui-Gon tried to go through, but didn't actually. That's what Yoda actually experienced. Kenobi should have gone there, I think. Or maybe not, I can't quite remember. Yoda definitely went through it. But then once you become a Force Ghost, you can learn it afterwards. That was the thing. But it took time. That was the thing. That was the issue there. Luke and Leia is instant. Anakin, you can give him leeway because of Chosen One-ness. I'm trying to think of all the loopholes that could possibly come up. Anakin had Chosen One privileges. So that worked. But then this movie sort of breaks that as well. Oh my, Palpatine coming back kind of ruins everything. This means that Anakin, being the Chosen One, didn't actually destroy all the Sith. He didn't bring an end to them. The Sith continued after him. That's not good. The prophecy worked so well because Vader was the one that chucked Palpatine's wrinkled old corpse down the engine tunnel and killed him and fried him. Turns out, nope, Palpatine was powerful enough to go against the prophecy of the Force, and that he was able to subvert it. He turned nature against itself and he beat the Force in that way. That's making him a god. This movie made Palpatine a god, which is quite literally the antithesis of what the Sith is meant to be. It's meant to show that these very evil people will cling to power and cling to desire. They will constantly try and show off their power and ability to make them seem powerful, but really, they are just as human and fragile as everyone else. That's meant to be the point. And this, and having him actually come back to life when that shouldn't be possible, has done this. Of course, they add sort of caveats to it where his body isn't right, but he's still there. It still shouldn't be the case, because he can go to another body then that isn't quite right. It's continuing the idea that he just won't die, when he really should have at this point. He should be dead. Anakin should have fulfilled the prophecy, because now, is this basically saying that Anakin wasn't the chosen one, and whoever did kill Palpatine was the chosen one, which would mean that Rey is apparently could be the chosen one, which I don't want to think about because there's already too much going on with her. This breaks a lot of things just by having Palpatine back, and this movie could have worked by not bringing him back. Just have his voice in like a holocron or something. That could have been it. Actually bringing him back breaks a lot of things, and it feels like it was just done for nostalgia. Just bring back this old enemy to captivate people, to make them feel the same way they did for these movies for the old ones, which just feels lazy. These movies should be good enough to hold their own and to create their own identity aside from bringing back old things. And it's just annoying because it just messes with things that shouldn't be messed with. It now makes me question the whole idea of what Anakin's prophecy is, when that was basically set in stone, that he did it, he fulfilled his destiny, he fulfilled the prophecy, he turned good in the end. That all worked. Now, Palpatine's alive. And then if you have a bunch of Force ghosts that are currently active and doing things in like Ahsoka timeline-y stuff, why aren't they saying anything? Surely they know that Palpatine's doing things with the Force and he's bringing himself back to life. Why aren't they sharing that info? It adds a lot of questions. Palpatine being here just breaks a lot and it's just annoying. On to legacy characters, and we have 5 of them, and they managed to do it for 2 out of 5. Chewie and Lando are probably the best used of the legacy characters. Both of them lived in the end, both of them got to do great, and their presence felt good for what the legacy characters should have been. Because when you're trying, because this movie, obviously it's trying to set up a new era for Star Wars. That's what it was, that's what the aim is for, is to set up new characters, new things, so you're trying to say goodbye to the old ones. Absolutely fine. It almost feels like they gave too much to the old ones. I like the story of the Skywalkers and stuff, and that, which obviously means Luke, Han, and Leia will have to be involved with whatever Ren's doing, but they almost felt too involved in the fight to begin with. Literally, the second movie, it felt far more Luke's story than it should have, because it should be Rey's story, because him dealing with his trauma and his past and dealing with his creation, which was Ren. But just thinking about it, the best example for how they should have been treated was Lando. Shows up, helps the characters out, and has a fun presence where he feels like the same character that we left in the original trilogy. That's how it should have felt like. Leia comes close, but then again, I don't like how she dies. Luke, they kind of just destroyed him and twisted him around to something unrecognizable. Han, they just killed in a really annoying way. So they took these characters from a point where you could just love them. The nostalgia was there. You could love them by just having them show up on screen, which is what happened. You immediately see them again when they come on screen. You love them all over again, and you see things have changed, and then you slowly die inside. So that isn't great. But Lando, they did it right. Chewie, they did it right. Of course, they did the stupid fake death thing, but that's kind of neither here or there. It's to elicit a reaction, which is just annoying. It's stupid. Why do a fake death with Chewie just so it's like, Rey killed Chewie? Oh no, what's the point? Because he isn't even dead anyway. I think just the way this treats legacy characters has been very hit or miss, and they've managed to do it minority of the times that they have. Chewie and Lando work. I feel like they should have been the staple for all the legacy characters. Don't keep them as main characters. I think this is where my opinion comes in. If I was to do this, I would not have kept the original trilogy characters as main characters. I would have said Luke, Han, and Leia, they're all retired now. They're living peacefully. Luke is on the swamp of Dagobah, just living out his life, doing Yoda stuff. He's fine. Or teaching at the temple. They are retired, they're doing nothing. That's it. They're not that involved with the story. Luke can keep training people, that's working. Or maybe he just stopped because he's retired. Leia and Han, they're older now, they're not in the fight anymore. Yes, their son turned, and they hate that they hate that they can't save him, and they want to try and save him, but they're not actively in the fight in that way because it's just past their time. This leaves the fight to the younger generation where the focus can be put on the new characters so we can just watch them progress, watch them evolve as individuals, because then this way, they do far too much with the originals and they change them in ways you don't want to see them changed, and then they die. And then you're left with the most recent experience of the characters being things you don't want to see for them. And then, you know, their story isn't going to continue because they're dead. They kicked it. The structure of this movie is a funny thing. I think it still all works. Pacing seems better, I'd say. And the pacing still worked best in the second one, because right at the start, I like the structure. It's how they get the stakes going. That's what I don't like, because there's always ways to make any random idea work. There's always ways. This one introduces Palpatine right at the beginning through the text scrolls. Already you're dealing with, what? How is he here? That's a big change from the second one that we just watched. And then when the characters actually learn about him, the reaction is just so underwhelming. Somehow, Palpatine has returned. That's an awful line. The reaction from everyone does not really capture the stakes of it all. The dead Emperor that brought about destruction and calamity to the entire galaxy is back from the dead. And your reaction is, somehow he's returned. It's not a good reaction to hearing terrible news. And from there, basically the stakes don't feel like they rise enough. By the end, the stakes are there. You can visually see all the stakes and all the terrible things that could happen, but the build-up is difficult. The start should have been more, I guess, I don't even know. They treat the characters treat Palpatine like he's a bad thing. Their reactions don't, but the words that they're saying are saying how bad he is. Their actions, however, do not feel like they are treating him as this very bad thing. There's no moment of processing the fact that something has just come back from the dead, something that you didn't think was possible came back from the dead. Literally, Leia had a better reaction to being trapped through hyperspace, an impossibility, compared to Palpatine coming back to life. That is a huge deal. 2 impossibilities, and the better reaction was tracking through hyperspace. And it's just sad, because now there's a brilliant example of what this should feel like, and then you don't see it here, when it should be here too. And now you're dealing with this idea where the characters aren't processing it how they should naturally be processing this awful news. So you're following them along, they're going off doing missions, you get comedy thrown in with C-3PO, which feels off at the start, but then it goes on you, because C-3PO is always just great. And then the stakes finally start hitting, and I think it works around when they're on the Death Star. That's when it all does start feeling real to everyone. But then again, the Death Star doesn't work, because it shouldn't be there, because that breaks what we know from the lore. The Death Star completely destroyed itself. Pretty sure it was an implosion. It was an implosion. Nothing would be left of it. It would be completely destroyed. It's like when a submarine implodes. It explodes from the inside out, and basically everything else outside crushes it, because it was in a vacuum. So it basically, nothing from the outside shell would be survived. There would be no shape left. It would look like a ball, sure, but it would be a very like when you're crumpling newspaper. It would look like that. Not actually perfectly smooth and intact on this shore. It wouldn't look like that. You also had that stupid thing with the knife, which I'm still not over and I'm still angry at, basically, because that was just unbelievably dumb. Literally, the easiest way to break it is for Rey to step 1 foot to the left, and then it doesn't line up anymore. But yeah, so the structure just feels kind of all over the place. I mean, sure, it does make sense in the end, but it's a difficult journey to get there with how many things are going on that are just so irritating. Then I will say that this film's one redeeming good thing. Not redeeming. I take that back. Not redeeming. The one good thing that this does is cinematography. That is what these films have done very well. They have been a visual feast for the eyes. Seeing Palpatine throw lightning into the sky, while I don't get it still looked very cool. Seeing the fleet of Star Destroyers armed with planet-destroying weapons was very cool. All of it looked great. It's the perfect setting for a final battle with him. Exegol also looked amazing. The way to get there looked amazing. I think it adds to another disappointing factor to these films, because the cinematography is so good, you want it to be paired with a story that is just as good, with a movie that's just as good. But this didn't do it. You can see how good things could be if everything was the same quality as the visuals we're seeing. So while everything I'm watching is spectacular to just stare at, it just reminds me of the difference between that and everything else going on in this movie. Literally, it honestly could be a bit more redeeming if the visuals weren't as good as they are, because it would feel right. It would feel like the movie feels correct. Having an underwhelming story paired with underwhelming visuals, something succinct there. It feels right. It feels there's some kind of enjoyable thing there. It feels like the movie's whole in that sense. This doesn't, and it adds another thing that's slightly irritating. I don't know if it's just me or like how I'm describing it, but when you have a movie that looks so incredible, yet the story itself just sucks so much, it adds another worse factor to it, because you're seeing some really cool and nice things, which just reminds you of how incomparable the story you're watching is to the visuals. It adds a contrast, which it doesn't help the film. Going forward then, I am interested to see what Star Wars does with this now, because I'm surprised that this came up first, then you had Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Bad Batch, Ahsoka, and like all the other things, yet they haven't chosen to do anything after this with these characters. That's interesting to me, because it does seem like there was very clear setup for Lando at the end there. That was so clear. Lando was definitely right, I can say it from that scene alone. There was definitely a Lando movie or project with that woman trying to find out who she is. That was such a movie. That was going to be there. That was unbelievably clear setup. Now I'm just left wondering like what happened, because it's been ages since these movies came out and they've just done nothing with it. Because even if these movies are bad, there's plenty of opportunity to try and fix things and turn things around. You can see how they've done it with bringing Palpatine back, because these came out before, then Mandalorian, Bad Batch are built on it, and it makes it make a bit more sense. Ultimately, I don't think it really will ever work, because Palpatine coming back alone destroys the idea of what the Sith's core fault, that they'll always long for an immortality that they can never have. Palpatine basically did that here, so that breaks it. But you can always fix things, and I feel like it's honestly just surprising that they haven't done anything else with Rey or Finn or Poe, just to continue their stories and see where it could go. Because literally, now with the dyad dead, Rey can become her own individual and character. That could be something. You just devote a show and an amazing writer to that and just make it an individual and just to flesh her out as much as possible. You can literally just make it her whole childhood being isolated and alone gave her a stunted personality. Now that she has friends and family around her and that she's a Jedi, that she has to become more of a person, that she has to grow individually, not just through her power, but individually as a human being. Just let her grow, give her a show, do something with that. Finn, have him become a Jedi, do something, make that work. I want Finn to become a Jedi now. But ultimately, it's just odd that nothing has happened with these characters yet. It makes it feel more annoying, honestly. These films, I consider bad, but that does not mean I would not want to see more of them, because I would give them opportunity to improve. Anything can be improved, anything can get better. You give these characters a talented, incredible writer and they can become anything. And it does feel slightly sad that nothing's happened with them yet. Overall though, this movie was just not my cup of tea. I'm sure many people have good, fond memories of going to the cinema to see this or sitting down and just watching it and finding things to enjoy. Very happy for you with that. This being me trying to critically analyze something and just finding things, and yeah, this was not fun for me. I think I had fun complaining at things at times, but yeah, 3PO definitely fun, stand out. The visuals, again, they were lovely. But the movie itself was just, this one I did not enjoy. There was far too much that bugged me for me to find enjoyment in this. I did find enjoyment in the sequel and the first one. This one, I couldn't find something to enjoy from this. BB-8, literally the one beautiful highlight from these movies, barely got anything to do here. The one scene where he was super useful was exploding a paint can on the back of the speeder to distract the stormtroopers. That was his one thing to do. Then he was basically cut from the movie and didn't get to do a lot. He had a little friend droid, but basically everything just come from convenience, finding Exegol. So if anything, I could say that this is probably like 90-10, but I feel like even that's kind of generous. There were a few things that I did enjoy. There are definitely some things in there, but it just feels like there's so much overwhelmingly against it. Palpatine being the new big threat that comes out of nowhere. I hate that he comes out of nowhere and I hate that he's back. It takes away from the new characters and their journey. Rey just continually getting more amazing and incredible without actually having a foundation for her character. That is annoying. Poe and Finn being relegated to side characters. I guess another good thing that I did enjoy was Ben Solo. He was good. He was a redeeming thing. I've got to remember him. If I focus on him, it can turn to around 95.5. Maybe, but I really need to focus on him because it feels like everything else is just trying to drown him out and just how good he was, because he was a standout. He was a highlight from all of this. I loved Ren Solo. He was awesome. His story was great. Everything about him was good. The rest of this movie is trying very hard to drown out that goodness with its frustrations. I think that basically sums up my thoughts on this movie. It has its little hidden gems in there somewhere, but it feels overwhelmingly like it's being drowned out by the negatives of this movie. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye!